It was Rick Pitino's turn on John Rothstein's interview podcast. Shout out to Rothstein, who's kind of going program by program right now, interviewing some of the best coaches, best players in college basketball on expectations for the upcoming season. But there have been a bunch of clips from Rick Pitino on various subjects that have gone viral this week. We know Rick Pitino's a great interview, a great quote. He's been asked about going back to Louisville. He's been asked about Kentucky, all of these various things. But Rick Pitino had a very interesting quote here that I want to address with you, Cart. He was asked about Kentucky, and he said, quote, I went back there a year ago for Big Blue Madness. That was fun to experience again. It'll be a great game. I think two teams that will be highly ranked. Two teams that have a lot of talent, different types of talent now. We're different than them, but it'll be exciting to see who comes out on top. What does that mean?
Is what? Hold on a second. Is he trying to play some mind games with us right here?
I mean, reminder, Rick Pitino loves Mark Pope, has been shaking ass for Mark Pope for the better part of a year and a half. So I can't imagine that's meant as a slight at all. But also Rick Pitino, if there is a coach on earth who's going to take a random shot at a best friend, it might be Rick Pitino. So, yeah, the quote I'm interested in here, two teams that have a lot of talent, different types of talent now. We're different than them. The heck does that mean, man?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I feel like that is the Rick Pitino version or the college basketball version of doing the with all due respect and then saying something disrespectful afterwards.
It is, right?
Yeah, and I that's how it should be taken too. Like that, I'm not hearing any other rendition of this. This is like, I mean, with all due respect, they ain't us. We're better. Like that's what this is. But with all due respect though, so it's like we're covered. You know what I'm saying? It's my friend, my Twinsky. We're locked in. But yeah, this is meant as a St. John's is better than you.
Yeah, like, is there a way that we could paraphrase this and maybe just rewrite the quote for him for a second and say, with all due respect, the second best player in their transfer class was Denzel Aberdeen. The second best player in our transfer class was Ian Jackson.
Yeah.
That's probably the way you could reframe this a little bit. Like, with all due respect, they've been gassing up Trent Noah as like a homegrown star starter. We've been gassing up Bryce Hopkins. Like, now again, I will say, from this is me speaking for me. I don't think there's that much of a difference in terms of in terms of the talent between these two teams. I think we did our most talented rosters a week ago, and St. John's was in our top 10, and Kentucky wasn't. And I think there is a pretty, I don't know, divisive discussion between how much talent this Kentucky roster has. There are people who believe Jaden Quaintance is a top 5 pick next year. There are people who believe that Cam Williams is a top 10 pick the next year. There are people who think Otega Owe is a first team All American, including us. There are people that think Jalen Lowe is a first team All SEC player. So if you believe all those things simultaneously, Kentucky has a top 5 talent roster in the sport. I don't happen to believe all those things simultaneously. And I don't know. I think you could interpret this quote as saying Rick Pitino doesn't believe those things either. A little bit, right? Like St. John's has been considered the best transfer class in the country this year.
Hmm.
I don't think anyone's looking at Kentucky's transfer class as the number one transfer class in the country. And maybe that's the point Rick Pitino's trying to make.
Yeah, I mean, and if he is trying to make that point, maybe this is, I don't know, maybe in like a psycho weird way, this is him trying to say like Mark Pope being successful with like them little guys over there is gonna be special, but like we just approach the game differently, maybe. Maybe that's the non-disrespectful part of it. But at the same time, I still feel like if I'm putting myself in my BBN kicks, I feel disrespected
It,
greatly.
you do.
Yeah, and I'll see you on what is it, December 20th? I'll see you at the CBS Sports Classic.
Yeah, I can't wait for that game now for sure.
On me.
Who has more talent?
St. John's,
Who wins more games this year?
Kentucky.
That's my answer too. Which I think makes Rick Pitino look kind of clownish for this, right?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, would not. Did you also hear the other Kentucky related Rick Pitino quote from this?
Well, which was it? Was it like I mean, there's a couple classics in this one.
He called UConn the Kentucky of the East, and then UConn fans got pissed about it because they think they're better than Kentucky.
Listen, a lot of talk and chatter distracting from maybe what this team might be. We got, I mean, look, the Rick Pitino St. John's timeline is absolutely special. I hate my team. My team's fat. My team can't shoot. There's no point guards anymore. Kentucky is not what we are. We're talented. They're not. Uh, Piss off UConn. I mean, what's next?
Also, even if I want to be a Kentucky skeptic, by the way, Jasper Johnson is like the seventh guy on this team, and Jasper Johnson's talented as hell. So I don't know, man. We probably don't need to take shots at Kentucky's talent level if we're Rick Pitino.
Honestly, this would be a great point, even jokingly, because I feel like Mark Pope does want to be a dickhead sometimes, but he can't let go of the gratitude and niceness of it. I would come on there and say, I usually don't like teams with no NBA draft prospects being louder than teams with NBA draft prospects. And then I would bring in JQ from the right side of my screen and say, thanks though, Ricky.
Yeah, I think that works. Yeah. Also, is this just like almost a sign of love and respect from Rick? Because I do feel like Rick is kind of wired like a crazy person. We know this, but I'm also kind of wired like a crazy person. And I can tell you truthfully, one of my love languages is making jokes at your expense.
Mhm.
So if Rick Pitino loves Mark Pope, is this just him, his version of telling you to take Ozempic?
See, that works though with this dynamic. Mark Pope needs to fight back. Otherwise, it's
Okay.
just bull.
But Rick Pitino bullying is kind of on brand.
Yeah, it is. And if Mark Pope needs suggestions, I'm open to, by the way.
Oh, so we could consult Mark Pope on how to respond lovingly, jokingly back at Rick Pitino.
Yeah, like it took me a couple days to respond to this. I unfortunately was hit by one of your missed three pointers when y'all shot 22% last year from three. I was concussed. Now that I'm out of the hospital, I can comment on your team. How did it feel losing in the first weekend last year?
It's a pretty good response.
This is my house now. I changed the locks at Rupp. What's up?